So the FCS mods for Subnautica bring to the table a lot of things. One of those things is more power options for powering your base, beyond, of course, the vanilla options we get in the game. And so in this video, I'm going to walk you through those new power options and the basics of how they work. When you start a new game save, probably the first thing you're going to use to power your first base is a solar panel. So it's only fitting that the FCS mods come with their own version of a solar panel upgrade, and that is the Alterra Solar Cluster. This is, as you can see there, 13 solar panels all fitted together on one big thing. And it's nice because you get the animation of it tracking the sun during the day, following the sun in the sky, and then at night going in reverse to be ready for the next morning. And it has 2,975 power total capacity in terms of battery storage. So when the sun goes down, you still have that much power if you're not draining more than it's producing. And depending on how high up in the water depth you build, or of course above water level, you can get up to 13 power per second during the day at the best time of day. So it's nice. It's an advantage in that you don't have to build 13 different panels and move them around, and you get a nice looking little thing that tracks the sun. So definitely a nice upgrade, and it's one of my favorite things to use for power from the FCS mods. So next up, we have the Jetstream water turbine. This is a nice addition because, you know, with the vanilla game, we have solar, thermal, bio, nuclear. Now we actually have a water-based power source, something that makes sense on a world that is mostly water. And one thing you want to make sure to do when you place it down, you see it's red. Once you place it down, you still have to go up to it and hit E to turn it on so it turns blue. Then you get this nice little animation of it rotating into place and the fins starting to spin up as the water current starts flowing through it. You also see the production level of 159.6 power per minute. Now that is a little different from this one on the solar cluster. It says per second. This is per minute. So, you know, divide that by 60 and you know how much it's producing per second. Now, this obviously has to be built in water for it to work. Also, it depends on where you build it. Not relevant to your base, like having something in the way kind of thing, but what biome, what area of the world you build it in will have an effect on the amount of power per minute that this produces. But if you've wanted some kind of water-based theme on your power, this is continuous power for those places where you really need some. Then we have the Alterra Gen Bioreactor. Now, why another bioreactor? We already have a bioreactor in the game. What is special about this? Well, I've already shown how you can do automation with this in another video, but for basics, this has some variations that make it much more useful. The original bioreactor is based around 16 inventory tiles worth of space. This one does not matter about the size of the item. This is the number of items. So if you ever wanted to use more than one ampule in your bioreactor, you can do that with this, which means you can actually get a pretty decent amount of power. But the real advantage of this is that the Alterra Gen ties in with the automation aspect of the FCS mods. So again, if you want to know more about the automation aspect of the bioreactor, I have made a video about that you can find in this same playlist that this video is in. But the basics are the hydroponic harvester is producing gel sacks. The gel sacks are automatically transferred to an Alterra Gen as they are produced and as it consumes them. And I don't have to do anything about filling the bioreactor. Now we have the PowerStorage. That's exactly what it's called, PowerStorage. It is a big, gigantic battery for your base. So it's not generating power, it will consume power. So right now it has a total storage capacity of 10,000. As you see, I have none in it because I'm not producing enough for everything else to be full. Like this is still producing, it's not charging at the moment, but it is set to be able to charge. It all goes down to how you balance out your power consumption per second versus production per second. But basically, excess power will charge this up. As it gets more power, the color will change, going towards a nice vibrant green when you're at full power. And then let's say something happens and you are out of power from other stuff, you have 10,000 power of storage as an emergency. Now, as nice as a giant battery for your base sounds, I've used these for decoration. I've never actually had a real need for them because I use the last thing, which is the Telepower Pylon. Now, this is the real feature of the power options in the FCS mods. Forget everything else, because you could do the vanilla power production and still make use of this. What this does is it lets you either push or pull power between bases. So you want to push power from one base that has a lot of solar power to another one. You set that base to push, and then the other base, you would go there and select pull, and it would show the pylon there, allowing you to say, I want to pull power from that one that's pushing power out. Meaning another base doesn't have solar power as an option, such as in the inactive lava zone, can feed from solar power off of another base. That means you could do like I did and make a gigantic solar cluster farm on one base and just feed power out to multiple other bases that way. And so, you just have one base that's all about power production, and the rest of them can make use of it. Now, as you go, there will be 3 more items that you can unlock by scanning something in the game, and that is the WindSurfer platform set. Now, these are actually going to be built through the vehicle bay. So I bought all the kits, and so basically you put the vehicle bay out, and then you go in like you would any vehicle. So the platform is basically like a little mobile floating base, and you see we got the terminal here, and then we could just start placing down additional platforms, turbines, that attach to this. So you need the operator first, which is where I'm at right now, and then you can put in the WindSurfer, which will have the turbines, and then you can do this one, which is just the platform. Now you can actually click and drag, and you can take that and then put one here, and basically you see I just click on the number and place it down, and it tells me how much power I am producing. You see right here, it shows how many you can use, which is 15 turbines for each, the power production, and then this platform kits mode. See, default is going to be with the turbine, but I do have one that is without a turbine. So I click that, and now I have one that has no turbine on it, and I have just a blank little platform there. So I have added 2 more turbines to this. You see how they look when they get up to full height and full speed. It's quite nice. They're producing a good bit. And now if you look here, BS 173. And here on the Telepower Pylon, BS 173 shows up as an option to pull power from. I just select pull, I hit the dot to highlight it, and there we go. I can pull power directly from the base, no other pylon needed. So think of it as having its own built-in power pylon. But that's it. That's the power options from the FCS mods. And if you want to check them out, of course, links in the description below to where you can download them, and my other guide videos, things like that. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, if it helped you out, hit that like button.